Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome to another Creatrix Client Lesson of the Day. Today we are talking about our beliefs and our identity and how the two are connected, okay? Because something that, like, part of growth and transformation is stepping into that next version of ourselves, right? It is evolving, if you want to call it that. Transformation, growth, whatever you want to call it. Becoming the next version of ourselves, and that includes that is a shift in our identity. That is a change in our identity, right? That is an evolution of our identity. And so when it comes to the work we are doing in business, as entrepreneurs, as soulpreneurs, accomplishing new goals, right? Like making money, getting more clients, offering new products and services. Like all of these things are evolutions of our identity as a self, okay? Because in the beginning, you feel like a struggling business owner. You have no idea. You're someone who has no idea what they're doing. You're someone who's working really hard. You're someone who's, putting all their heart and soul into this creative project. And at some point, you want to reach that place in your business where it feels easy, where it's a well-oiled machine, where your business brings you so much joy because it's deeply connected to your pleasure and your desire and your unique skill set, right? But in order to get there, we have to be approaching it from the mindset of, I get to be that person. I get to be that next version of myself. Does that make sense? Because sometimes what happens is we're still identified to the old version. I'm working my ass off. I'm working really hard. Like I'm in that hustle energy. I don't know what I'm doing. And you can ride that whole identity into a successful business experience where you are meeting your goals, you are making the money you want, you are serving the humans that you want to serve, but you're still identified to that stressed out, that hustling person. And so even though you've met all the goals, you don't feel good, right? You don't feel like things have changed, because even though the outward circumstances have changed, you haven't let your identity come along for the ride, okay? Does this make sense? And so part of being an entrepreneur, part of being an entrepreneur is letting yourself evolve. It is letting your identity come along for the ride. And so what that looks like is working on your beliefs, right? Whenever we're working with our beliefs, we are working on our identity. And whenever we're working on our identity, we are working on our beliefs, okay? And so this is just something to understand as a business owner. And so when you are challenging part of entrepreneurship is challenging your own beliefs about what is possible, right? About what is possible in business. And so just know going into this that when you are challenging your beliefs about what is possible, you are also inviting your identity along for the ride. Okay, so if I'm trying to input the belief that it is possible for me to make X amount of money in my business, right? Then I get to take my identity along for that ride. And so that belief looks like not just implanting the belief that it is possible for me to make X amount of dollars, but I get to be the person that has this amount of money. I get to be the person that makes this amount of money. I get to be the person that. I get to be the next version of myself that, right? So we're tying the belief in the outcome to the belief of who we get to be or become. Like they become one and the same, right? They're very connected. Does that make sense? I hope this is making sense, right? Because otherwise, like I said, what can happen is we reach the goal, but we still feel like the old version of ourselves. And when that happens, there's this disconnect. It feels like, cool, we have a new outward circumstance, but our our personhood hasn't come along for the ride. And so even though we've reached the goal, we don't feel good about it, because it's like, who am I to have met this goal? And so whenever you're working with your beliefs, you're working with your identity, and vice versa. So when it comes to your business and setting goals for yourself and doing all of your mindset work around what is possible and challenging your own beliefs about what is possible in business, just remember that you get to bring your identity along with the ride. This is, as much as this is about making money and running a successful business, and like all of those outward situations and circumstances, this is absolutely, you being an entrepreneur is also absolutely about you transforming or evolving or growing, again, whatever word you want to use, your personhood and who you are as a being, right? And so I am now someone who XYZ. I am now someone who makes this amount of money. I am now someone who holds this amount of clients. I am now someone who works like this many hours a week, right? The beliefs are connected to who you are and who you get to be and what you get to have and what you get to hold as a person. And just understanding that going into your business is really going to help you, again, bring your identity along. Get your body and your brain on board with your personhood and who it is you get to be as an entrepreneur and what it is you get to embody as a business owner, okay?